They take those two right turns, and when they make the final turn, they can begin to hear the crowd and the noise of the open end of the stadium.
Here it is, the most exciting 25 seconds in college football.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another in-season special episode of the Two Right Turns podcast. I'm your guest host, Alex Bina, and today we move away from the most exciting 25 seconds in college football to the most exciting 16 seconds in Clemson football. I'm here with three members of Team 129 that you may not recognize, so I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Gentlemen, why don't you tell our audience your name, your number, your position, and where you're from?
I am Clay Sweeney. I'm number 88. I play wide receiver. I'm also the placeholder, and I'm from right here in Clemson, South Carolina.
I'm Holden Casperson, number 58, long snapper from Roswell, Georgia.
What's up, guys? Nolan Hooser, number 81, kicker here at Clemson from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Gentlemen, we've got a great episode ahead of us, but I want to start with your experience as specialists. You know, Coach Sweeney always says that nobody really notices y'all until you screw up. So I want to know a little bit more about the mindset that goes into the preparation for a big moment, but also any moment that can happen throughout the game. And I want to start with you, Mr. Casperson.
Uh-oh. Let's see this superstition here.
Yeah, so specifically this moment, I remember sitting on the bench. Clay came up to me. He's like, hey, get ready. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting ready for overtime. That's just what I was thinking. And then I just see Adam return the kick. I'm like, oh, we're going to have a shot at this. So me and Clay do what we always do. I get 3 to 4 reps with him on the sidelines, make sure laces out, everything's good. And we got 3 good reps. And then I was like, all right, let's go. Let's ready. I'm locked in. Don't really like talking to nobody, kind of stay in my own zone and wait for the look from Coach Sweeney to say, let's go. And it's go time from there. So I'm just ready. And I've total trust in Clay to make me right at times. So.
And Clay, what's that like getting some of those reps in kind of in the moment before you know you're ready to get out there?
Yeah, I think it just really goes back to no matter if it's the game-winning kick or an extra point or a kick, field goal while we're up 40, you just have to have the same process every time. Like Steph Curry does the same thing every time he's at the free throw line. And obviously in our position, you don't really want people to notice you. Like my dad always says, people really only care about the snapper or holder if it's a bad reason. So just having that process, having that routine that you go to every time, so when the pressure comes, you just fall back on what you've done throughout the whole season, throughout your whole time.
And Nolan, while they're getting reps in, are you with them? What are you doing in the moments before a potential field goal?
I'm kind of by myself, and I think Coach Sweeney says it best. It's like preparation breeds confidence. So like if you're prepared and you've prepared your whole life for this one moment, then it's just like you go out there with the confidence and you have trust in yourself and you've done it. You've done the work and it's time to just put your work on full display. But I'm kind of by myself. I kind of like being isolated over the net, but I'm just same thing as what Holden said. It's you're waiting for that call. You're waiting for Sweeney to look back and then you get the little nod. All three of us know the nod.
Or the wink.
The wink.
The wink.
You get the little nod and it's time to go. It's go time. So, you know, just running out there with confidence is a huge thing.
So I want to get your reactions to some clips we have, but before that, take yourself into this moment. SMU scores. There's 16 seconds on the clock.
Let's roll.
Holden, you said that you were already thinking about overtime. What was everyone's mindset going into that? Was there any thought that there was going to be an opportunity to end the game in regulation?
Yeah. Me personally, I mean, obviously I was watching our defense hoping we would stop them, of course. And, you know, I mean, their quarterback was playing great. He made a couple really nice plays. They score. And literally as they scored, Holden's over there, I guess just getting ready for overtime, sitting down. And I told him right there, hey, 16 seconds, we got 3 timeouts. They're going to get us in field goal range. I didn't really know how. But really our whole season, like, it's just we've been through so much, and, like, this team truly just has, like, this unshakable belief, and we keep going, keep fighting. Think about the Pittsburgh game and just the Virginia Tech game. And so I told him, like, hey, we're going to get a shot, and sure enough, Adam busted the kick return, and then I think at that point Holden was like, "Oh, okay, here we go."
Yeah, that was I don't know. I just wasn't expecting. I thought they're gonna kick us the ball off, fair catch it, and then I just thought we were gonna go to overtime.
Holden was just happy to be there. He was just happy to be there in the moment, ready for overtime.
Yeah, I was ready, just kind of locked in. I think I saw Cade say something like that, like in his post game interview, like he was sitting on the bench getting ready for overtime. So I was kind of the same way. I was just like, all right, we're gonna kick the ball off, go to overtime, see what happens, But
no, freaking
Adam Randall, yeah.
Adam freaking Randall.
He set up
Takes it
that
back
moment.
40 yards.
And then you see Tone. I mean, Tone caught the ball in that little curl route, and then he got 4 extra yards, which honestly made the difference for that. Like, that little extra effort goes unnoticed, and that better be an extra effort clip in team meeting Monday.
Tone, get down.
I think everyone was saying, "Oh my gosh, get down." But he was thinking bigger picture. I'm getting Nolan a few extra more yards.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
well, they say it would have been good from 60. People are saying so.
Hey,
That's what the streets are saying.
Maybe we'll get a shot at 60.
So let's take a look at the clip here of the game-winning performance. You guys are all out there. Nolan, talk me through kind of your mindset as you set up for this kick.
Rolling out there, tied game. Just look at Sweeney, Clay Sweeney, and he looks at me. He goes, "Love you, bro," and I'm like, "Love you too." We kind of just roll out there, set shoulders, and just lay into it. And then this moment right here, if it'll show it. I mean, I'm completely blacked out. Like, I don't remember the ball going through the uprights. I just end up on the stage with Cade. That's kind of where I came back, and I was like, "Holy crap, I'm here!" So
when you kick one, when it goes through, do you watch it go through, or do you know right off the foot?
I know right off the foot, and me and Clay kind of just looked at each other like, "Holy crap, we just did that!" And there's another clip someone got, and it was me. Like, I pushed Clay off. I don't even know why. I kind of like pushed you off.
I was celebrating before anyone else in the world because I could feel the power, the pop right off my hand. I knew it had the distance as soon as he kicked it. I just was trying to look and see if it was going straight.
With T. Lee up there, it's hard to see over top.
As soon as I saw it going straight, I start jumping, and I think Nolan was still trying to look, and then eventually everyone just went crazy, and
that was nuts.
The cavalry came running.
Oh yeah, I just took off down the field, just getting out of the whole mess.
Well, and they got you too. They got you up and running around.
Yeah,
on shoulders.
I got up there. I was like, "Flo, put me down. I do not want to be center right now."
So who's got you? That's Flo right there.
I think so. 45. Yeah, Flo. That's Flo. Yeah, he got me up, and I'm like, "All right, put me down. Come on."
That's a strong man lifting with the linebackers.
Oh yeah, he's doing.
Shout out Duncan.
Yeah, he's doing that. What is it? The tackling drills.
Oh yeah,
Indy.
Yeah, we do.
That's on the opposite side. That's awesome.
I mean, I honestly thought they were about to ice us because
that's what
I was in the huddle, and I always just kind of look, and I saw Coach Lashley standing right next to a ref. So I'm like, all right, they're gonna ice us. And usually, I mean, me and Clay, this is our second season, obviously just snapping, holding together. So I kind of know like when teams are about to ice us, and I see Clay look at the spot, look up at Nolan, look back at the spot, look at me, and I'm like, all right, they're about to ice us. And then he taps, and I don't hear a whistle or anything. I'm like, oh, crap, this is live. And then they told us in the huddle, make sure you cover the kick because, I mean, I didn't really look downfield, but I guess there's no returner. But I covered.
I'm the only one.
I'm the only one that covers that
with
kick.
No one back.
And then I'm like covering it, and I'm like, why am I covering this? This is going in. And I turn around, throw up this, and I look and see the entire team just rush onto the field. And I'm like, that's top 3 moment of my life right there. I was like, holy cow.
I feel on top of the world.
That's incredible. And, Coach Sweeney has already mentioned that this could be the greatest kick in Clemson football history. But all you have to do is take a look at some of our fan reactions to this moment, and you'll get an idea of the legacy. So when you're watching fans kind of lose their mind in these moments, I mean, does that change how you view kind of your job and what you're doing?
Like it almost, yeah. It's just it's like what you do it for, and that you can do this to people and play this game that you love and give people this joy. It's incredible. I mean, like, I don't think there's any better feeling. You might hit the game winner, but seeing how happy that you make people by doing your job that you love, it's just. I mean, I'm just so blessed to be in the opportunity to do that, and it's just how happy people are. I mean, definitely changes the whole view on your job. It's not all on you. It's not whatever, but this is what you do it for, and this is something that like I'll never forget. I mean, it's just awesome.
Yeah, I think actually it's funny that it came down to this, and we got this incredible video of all the reactions. Like throughout the week, kind of the message to the team was like, you know, an apple tree doesn't get to eat its own apples. A pear tree doesn't eat its own pears. Like your fruit is for other people. Like your talents, your gifts are for other people. That was the message kind of being preached to the team throughout the week. And that's just crazy watching that video, you know, just Holden being able to go out there and throw a perfect snap, and, you know, Nolan kicking it 56 yards, and Cade and everyone doing their part, their talents just brings so much joy to so many people. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Does that solidify Clemson fans as the best fans in the country?
Yes.
Best fans.
Yeah,
Best fans in the country. I mean, the fact that, I mean, even our video crew putting that together, I mean, like that's just amazing, and it captures the moment. You could be focused on, okay, what our players did, but at the end of the day, it's like we play this game to make people happy, and I think we lose sight of that sometimes, and you know, you get so caught up in the moment. Well, I just hit the game winner, that you don't understand people's lives you might have changed that night. Yeah. How happy you might have just turned someone who had a horrible week. You might have just flipped their whole week, and the way that you can do that by playing a game that you love is just incredible.
Yeah,
it's a great moment, and we've gotten a chance to watch the kick, to watch the reaction. But there's one more aspect to this kick that we need to talk about, because it wasn't enough to go viral for making a game winner. But you actually went viral for another reason. There's a little message you gave the camera there.
Bad man.
So the question that I have for you is, who are you winking to in that moment?
So I run on the field, confident. I mean, you can see it's pretty confident, but I run on. I'm like, I'm about to bang this through. So Coach Sweeney looks at me, and so he always talks with the field goal unit right before we run out. And so it's a game winner, 3 seconds on the clock. He's kind of gathering them, protect. I guess he said cover. So I'm back here doing my own thing. You'll see it on timeouts. I will not be in a group, because I don't like being in a group before any kick, especially a game winner.
Was it a game winner?
I don't know. But he's talking to the group, and then he comes out of the group. He goes, "Hoosier, put it through." And so I gave him a little head nod wink. And I guess I didn't know it until after the fact, because I'm kind of so in the zone that I winked at him and gave him like a head. Like, I was so confident, and that kind of shows it. But like after, in a press conference, it was like, "Hey, you gave a wink. What was that?" I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's going viral everywhere." I'm like, "No way." I didn't, and I had to think, when did I wink? Like, it must have been on accident, but I watched back, and it's a wink, and I'm like, "Well, that's sweet. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool that they caught that." But yeah, it was just at Coach Sweeney, just a nod of confidence and a wink of confidence. It's how, like, I like to carry myself. I don't like to show how tense, or if I'm like, I don't know. I like to show people that I'm not tense. I go out there with full confidence and just loose and have fun with it.
So you guys get an opportunity a couple of times a game to go out there and do your thing, extra points and field goals. But there's a whole mess of people that are playing throughout the rest of the game, and I want to see a couple of their reactions following the game in the locker room. And what does that say about, you know, how close this team is, and you know, what your teammates kind of mean to you in these moments?
Yeah, I'll say something. I'll let you guys say something. I feel like I'm talking y'all's ears off. No, it's just so cool seeing guys. I mean, I think it's hard to find a place where your starting quarterback doesn't have too high of a, like, I don't know how to say it, like, is too big for you. And I think that's a problem sometimes in on other teams. But this team is so close that Barrett Carter, Cade, Wade, sending me texts like after the game, like, "Love you, bro. So proud of you. I've seen how much work," and that just means so much. And I think it shows the character of this team, and just all the camaraderie after the game. And you know, I did my job. They all did their job. They put me in that position, and they trusted me, and that's all I can ask for.
Yeah, that picture of me, Clay, and Coach Sweeney, I mean, that was like right after we were done talking, and I just went to find Clay and hugged him, and I mean, he was crying, and then Coach Sweeney found us, and what he was saying to us, like, I will never forget that conversation ever. Like, that was one of the coolest, most, like, I don't know, that was awesome to, like, just hear him and see how proud he was of us. He's like, no one ever knows your name unless you guys screw it up somehow. And like the fact like y'all go unnoticed all the time is special. And that was just like that moment. I remember that's one of the most vivid moments I remember from the whole night. And the fact that like our creative team got a picture of that was so special to me. And also like all my teammates, like all my best friends on the team, all the players, everyone, like he was saying, like I tell Jake Brenningstool almost every game, I'm like, when you score today, I'm going to go find you on the field running on for the PAT because, like, I mean, honestly, we can't go on the field unless offense and defense and what everybody puts us in position to go out on the field. So I told Jake before the game, I was like, you're getting multiple touchdowns today. And ironically, this game, he actually did get 2. And I found him after the second one. And, I mean, that's special to see his reaction. And, I mean, he deserves it. The whole offense deserves it. And just seeing everyone's reaction, I mean, that's one of the best moments I've had in my 4 years here so far.
They really hit the nail on the head. I just think we just have a bunch of good dudes on our team, like a bunch of likable guys, a bunch of nice guys that really get along with everyone, no matter whether you're the kicker or the safety or the offensive lineman. We just have a bunch of good dudes. Like, I mean, obviously the game ended is all kind of a blur, but I mean, I just remember after the mass of people just swallowed Nolan, I kind of fell off to the side, and I'm just like, sitting there like I can't believe it.
I was trying to find you.
And I just get picked up by Shelton Lewis, and he just was hugging me, like telling me how much he loved me and all this stuff. And it's just such a cool moment. Like, you know, obviously Shelton's a DB, I play receiver. Like, we don't interact that much. But like over the past year, we've had a couple classes together. And so like just to be able to build relationships like that, that you can carry on throughout after your journey, it's just so cool. And like they said, nobody's too big for anyone. You know, we have star players just like every other team, but you would never know by the way they treat people. And everyone has a role. Some people's roles are bigger than others, but it's what I think this team does a great job just appreciating every role.
I feel like there's also like a lot of these guys on the team, at least in my class, this being my 4th season here, like we've been through a lot through these past 4 years, obviously, and we've had some highs, some lows, but like we've been through the fire a lot. And to see it all kind of culminate and us reach our first playoff as like a class is special. And like I was talking to my roommate Griffin Bat after the game on Sunday, and we're talking, and he's like, you know, like the fact like we hadn't made the playoffs the past couple of years and the fact we are this year just made so much, like I appreciate this moment so much more. And this is only his 3rd year, but like the fact that we're getting to do it now and kind of see the fruits of our labor, like Barrett, Phil, me, Jake, Marcus, like all these guys, even Hogan Morton even, but all of us, like we all kind of came in together, and the fact like it's now starting to culminate into something special and we get a chance to go now compete in the playoffs is pretty special.
It's a special moment, a special team, and for a special team, I've got a special
team, special
hey,
plays.
There you
special
go.
Team, special plays.
There you go. We have a special segment, something new to kind of figure out the legacy of this moment, and this is time for Fast Facts presented by Darlington Raceway, where we have a couple of trivia style questions to ask you guys, and see what kind of knowledge you bring to the table in terms of Clemson football. So the first question I have is, which Clemson Tiger hit the last walk-off field goal in regulation before Nolan did it on Saturday? Anybody can answer.
Chandler Canzone.
Yeah, come on.
In what game?
LSU
2013.
Great hold by Spencer Benton.
Hey,
I love
giving
it.
the shout to the hold. Have you guys seen that picture?
Yeah.
Around the building of Catman's game winner.
Oh, are we going to be on the building?
That was the 4th and 16 game. Hit the play to Nuke, and then a couple more plays and got down there. Catman
put it through.
That's right.
I was watching that game on my couch at my old house. I remember that so vividly, and it's crazy that now I'm pretty much here.
Mentioned in the same breath.
Against Odell Beckham.
It's
and
insane.
Were you there?
Jarvis
Against LSU?
Landry.
Were you there?
I was there.
It was a Chick-fil-A bowl, yeah.
I guess I'm the only one who doesn't have a memory of this, I guess.
I was watching that live.
Not.
How about that?
Nuts.
Second question we got. Nolan's 56-yarder was the 4th longest field goal in school history. How long is the school record?
4th longest? I would say 61. 4th longest?
I'm going to say
It's
50.
Spencer Benton. Against Wake Forest, maybe.
Not Wake Forest, but it is Spencer
Clay, the
Benton.
trivia guy over
58
here.
yards.
It's 61 or 2.
It is 61 yards.
Thank you.
And it was in 2012 against Ball State.
State.
Wow.
Ball
I remember that because he was a punter and the kickoff guy, but he had such a strong leg, so they put him out there for the extra long field goal, I guess.
That's so sick.
And he drilled it. 2012, big year.
Big
in,
year for the
special
kick.
teams.
Hopefully, maybe we can break that.
There you go. Now, speaking of records, Nolan has surpassed 100 points on the season.
Look at you.
Wow.
How many true freshmen in Clemson history have scored 100 points?
0.
One. Wait. Hold on. One. It had to be. Did Sammy Watkins play 1 year? Freshman?
Yeah, he was a true freshman.
I'm saying.
I don't know. That's hard to score 100
I'm saying
points.
0.
Well, Nolan's 1. Sammy's probably a really good guess.
That I think because he did play freshman year, but I don't. It's hard for a wide receiver to score over 100 points.
Final answers?
I got to go Sammy over 100. That's my best
0.
guess.
Nolan Hoozer's the only one to ever do
Wow.
it. 100
What'd I
points
say?
as a true
That's
freshman.
What'd I say? Come on now.
Just cementing the
wild.
legacy in Clemson lore.
Who was second?
I could not tell you.
No idea.
No,
Okay.
we're
Where's
gonna have to go.
Ross?
Producer
Where's
Ross.
Ross?
Any
Ross.
yeah,
Ross. Get
letting
Ross
us
on the
down.
phone.
Get Tim Beret in here. You know your Clemson history. Turns out we have some Clemson lifers in here.
Come on.
I
Hey,
appreciate
you know,
it.
Grew up around Clemson.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
You got the legacies. That segment was presented by Darlington Raceway. Be a part of the track's 75th anniversary and the official throwback weekend of NASCAR on April 5th and 6th. Visit darlingtonraceway.com for your tickets to the track that's too tough to tame. It's fun for everyone. Now, back to the show. Well, kind of mixing it up, going to each of you guys' experience individually. Holden, I know you felt left out there, so we're going to go right back to you. Holden, you know, how does one get into long snap?
Cool story. So, I mean, this was middle school football, and I have this close family friend of ours. One of my best friends from back home. His name's Caden Long. His older brother and his dad. Well, his older brother he was a punter kicker at UAB, ended up playing in the NFL for the Chargers for a few years. His dad came to me in like middle school. I mean, Caden's my age, so he's like, Mr. Long was like, we're going to need a snapper. So he came up to me in like 7th grade. I'm like 12, 13 years old. He's like, you want to play college football one day? I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, well, you should learn how to long snap. Because at the time I was just playing center and D-line and whatever. And he's like, learn how to long snap.
D-line? Peter Woods over here. Look at him.
You weighed what at this point?
I was little.
Holden Casperson 3 technique.
There you go. Line them up.
Right
But
off the edge. Holding Casperson off the edge. 3 TFLs.
No, Mr. Long came up to me. He's like, you want to do it? I'm like, yeah. And Ty, the older brother's, his long snapper, his name's Harrison Elliott. He actually started training me throughout high school. And then also I met along the way, his name's Steven Nixon. He ended up snapped at Mercer for 4 years, snapped at Georgia for his 5th year as a graduate transfer. And he trained me all through high school. So I worked with Steven. He's really the one who taught me everything I really know. He's amazing, and he taught me all my form, my technique from I think freshman year until senior year. I mean, still to this day, every time I go back home to Roswell, I train with Steven, and he's one of the biggest mentors I have in my life. So it's kind of just a quick conversation with one of the closest family friends we have back home. So yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
All right.
What's the most important thing that you cannot mess up as a long snapper, or everything else goes and hits the wall?
On field goal or punt? Because those are two
Both.
different snaps. Field goal, I mean, you got to have laces out.
Well, yeah, but how do you?
How do I? I mean, me and Clay have got enough reps where I know where Clay's going to catch it. And can I see that football?
Oh, we're getting some
Come on,
prop. We're getting some props
work
in here.
Head on
I
a
wanna hit the
swivel.
mic.
So I usually hold the ball like this because luckily with Clay, I don't need to spin
Hey,
it.
look at that class ring.
Yeah,
Graduate.
Coach Casperson. Coach
Graduate.
Casperson here.
One of our team goals is to graduate our players. I am a graduate.
All right, get to it. Come on.
Anyways, so if on the PAT or field goal, whatever, luckily with Clay, I can just hold the ball like this where I know he's going to catch it laces out. But like, let's say if he kept catching it consistently like this based off my rotations, instead of holding it like this, I'd flip it 180 in my hands.
Rocket science.
So that's a PAT, field goal, punt. I mean, I got to get elbow drive, get my elbows through my knees.
And then you got to run.
I got to run and cover, yeah.
Well, it sounds
You
like he was
gotta
running on
run.
field
I
goal
was,
too.
unfortunately. But
So
Can
Clay,
you get a clip of him running?
in your experience, how consistent is that ball placement where the laces are? I mean, what percentage would you give him?
Don't lie.
Holden it's like putting a quarter in him. He's a machine.
Just a jug
wow.
machine. It's like
It's like you go to take batting practice and it's just a pitching machine, just throwing strikes. I mean, every now and then, whenever he does throw like a half a turn or like a little high, like at practice, I have to give him some crap just to
He's a sensitive
keep
guy.
him mellow a little bit.
All right, let's
But
calm down.
bring him back down to
no,
earth.
in reality, I mean, he makes my job so easy. He throws. I mean, the game winner might have been the best snap he's had all year. I mean, it was a completely crisp operation. But no, he really does such a great job. I very rarely have to spin the laces. It's almost always over the spot. I mean, he's human. I'm human. Everyone makes mistakes, but his are very minimal.
Like Steve Nash at the free throw line,
I
man.
was 99% in the spring.
How about that?
Aim small, miss small.
So Holden, one other thing, you're pretty legendary on the sideline, getting your reps and clearing out space. Where does
Yes, he
where
is.
does that aggression come from?
Yes,
and
he
that
is.
command the attention of your teammates in those moments.
That's a great question. That is.
Well, I
Yeah,
have a
that's
funny-
amazing. I like that.
Before the game-winning kick, I'm warming up with Clay like I usually do. Jackson Crosby comes up to me, who's one of my best friends. I love Jackson. Like, he's one of my best friends. Comes up to me and goes, like, hey, how close do we have to get? And I probably yelled some stuff I probably shouldn't, but I basically said, get out the way. And I don't know. I
can see the face.
when I like get in the moment and get in the zone, I don't really want people talking to me. So when I'm like, move, get out the way. I know Flo's probably the same exact way. And his is a bit more difficult because he has to have 15 yards on the sidelines where I only need 8 yards. But no, I don't know. I get in this weird, like when I'm about to go out, I just get in this weird zone where I don't want people talking to me. And I just kind of want to be in my own zone and be in my own space. I
And
don't know.
it doesn't
I can
seem to
agree with that.
matter. Coach, player, anybody on the sideline,
He's
they
gonna
can
get
get
them
it in
reps
that
in.
moment.
I'm sorry to anybody I've yelled at.
It's like ludicrous, man.
That's
Just
such a
move,
great
get out the
question.
way.
Get out the way.
So let's snap it over to Clay. Clay,
See
you're
what you did there.
yeah, I've been paying attention. Clay, you're in a long line of familial holders,
Yeah.
right? Starting with older brothers, going down the line. We got a
look at
picture
that.
here. Oh man, incredible!
You got
Shout out
the
BT
with
Potter.
the long hair, BT with the short hair.
Just an
Or
evolution.
Farquad BT.
Where did that start? Whose idea was it to like begin this trend of Sweeney's as the holder?
Yeah, so obviously Will's the oldest, so he started playing football first, and my dad played football his whole life in high school, and then obviously walked on to Alabama. But my dad always told us growing up, like he was a freshman and he was trying to make the varsity team, and he's like, I was whatever 115 pounds, like I wasn't gonna play receiver as a freshman on varsity, but he wanted to be on the team. So he learned how to long snap, and it got him. It got him on the varsity team, and he was the
He long snapped.
yeah he was a long snapper
I had
for 4
no
years.
idea.
I've seen him snap before.
Is he good?
He can spin it.
I mean, for Pelham High School, I mean,
But still, no, there's some people who's like, oh, I can snap, and then they do, and they throw a duck. And, like, he can actually spiral it. So if you can throw a
Yeah,
spiral,
no.
I have some respect.
so he was a snapper for 4 years in high school, and he always told us, like, it got me on the bus. Like, I was able to create a role by the time I was a senior. I'd catch a touchdown, then go snap it. And then, so obviously, Will, it really started in middle school. I guess that's really when you first start kicking extra points or whatever. And Will, the coaches just kind of put him there because they knew he had good hands. And then so Drew was like right after him. And then by the time I got there, it was kind of like expected of me. And then especially at high school level, when you start kicking field goals and all that stuff, Will was the holder for 4 years. And at Daniel, there's one of the kicking coaches. His name's Coach Dellis. He's been at Daniel coaching since like the 50s. And so like I said, same thing with middle school. By the time I got there, he was like, "You're my new holder, son," and it just kind of happened. And then obviously, like it gave me a great role on the team. Probably when I wasn't physically ready to be out there on offense, I was still able to contribute. And obviously, I think this is the 8th year in a row at Clemson that we've had a Sweeney holder, which I don't know if that record will ever get broken. I don't know if
No
Tim
team will
Baray's
ever have more Sweeneys as holders
Exactly.
in the history of college football.
Is there another brother coming after you?
No,
The
unfortunately,
grandsons.
yeah, we got to get my cousins or something. But no, it's just so cool. It's something we all take a lot of pride in. Obviously, Will was holding for 5 years, and then Drew was kind of the bridge for a year to me. This is my 2nd year doing it, but yeah, we had a big. We talk all the time about it. Obviously, they like to critique me and stuff. And Saturday night, they were like, we've had a few friendly arguments about who's held for the biggest kick, and Will's like, well, I've held a national championship, and I'm like, but those South Carolina game last year, I don't think there's any argument anymore after Saturday night.
I think you might hold the title.
Yeah.
Well, clearly you have a lot of pride in it as a family, and a lot of pride in kind of continuing that legacy, and it goes all the way down to your number, repping 88. What went into that decision for you as the first of your brothers to rep 88?
Yeah, so obviously my dad wore 88 at Alabama, and so when I decided I wanted to come be a part of the team, walk on, my dad, I'm a senior in high school. I think I was like getting ready for a basketball game, and my dad texts me just a list of number options. Not a lot of great options. It was like 21, 23, 27, 29, 88. And I was like, well, he knows what he's doing. And so I picked 88. And I will say, I was probably the favorite son for the next couple months. I mean,
it played off.
He's telling everyone, I gave him options, and he picked 88. Finally, one of my boys carrying on my legacy. And, it's grown on me a ton. I think it's
a good-looking number.
Yeah, I like the double 8s,
I like
double
it, yeah.
snowman.
And I know he's excited on special teams because he'll show those clips time and time again from his own special teams experiences.
Absolutely.
So let's kick it back over to Nolan. Nolan,
See what you did again.
I'm working, man. This is Big J journalism. Nolan, they talked a little bit pregame or right before the kick about the legacy that you had even in high school, maybe the greatest kicker in the country coming out of high school, but that might not have even been the biggest role that you had for this program. They're telling me that you're one of the best recruiters of your whole class and classes to come.
Don't get him started on this, please.
So, Nolan, how as a kicker are you able to have this kind of role and this kind of influence on your peers to come and play football at Clemson?
Yeah, it's just I wouldn't say I'm the biggest recruiter here, but I definitely have some pull.
You have told me that like 5 times.
Okay, then maybe I am. Yeah, he believes it. I mean, look at him. He's getting a little antsy over there. No, but all seriousness, I would just say I'm very friendly towards people, and it's just like I feel like I can read the room. I'm really good at reading people, and just I don't know. I feel like I'm fun to be around. I mean, shoot.
So what's the pitch? Why come to Clemson? Especially somebody whose family has been here. Your parents both went here. They met here. Your sister played soccer here. What is the pitch to come to Clemson?
Truly, there is no place like this. And, the priorities they have, not just football, but going to graduate and going to be a better person, having Paul Journey and just being able to have all these opportunities. It's just, why not? And, as a high schooler, I didn't want to go. I was like, I'm not going to Clemson. I want to break this whole, I don't want to go. My sister went. I'm not going to be the kid that's just like, oh, you went because your parents, you know what I mean? But, I visited a lot of places, and I was like, I always came back, I was like, it's not Clemson. And so it's just, you keep coming back, and it's like, you try to, as someone that wasn't trying to go here, it was what is there bad about this place? And what does this have over Clemson? And it was always like, there's nothing bad. This has got to be crazy. And then you get here, and I think I just tell people, going back to the recruiting, is what you see is what you get. Coach Sweeney pushes you, and if you're not having a coach that pushes you, then why not? And people talk about like recruiting. This place is amazing. I just don't think of it as a team. I think of it as a family, and the coaches are part of that family. And there's a lot of places where that's not the case. People just, the bistro, for example. You pick up your food and go home, and it's like that's not college. And I don't think it would be the same for me. And I'm a very family guy, so I like being around people, making connections, whatever. So that was huge for me, and it's just that's the easiest pitch is, all right, I can be around people all the time that are enjoyable, that love to be around you. And I think it's that coaching staff just makes that all up, and it's amazing.
You heard it there, folks. Just right from the horse's mouth.
There's the pitch.
There it is.
Speaking of recruiting, you should ask Clay about my recruiting in our Dynasty League.
Oh no! Oh no! He's bringing the video games into it. He doesn't even want to talk
top
to
3
it.
recruiting class every year.
He's got a lot of recruiting rankings to show, but he doesn't have a lot of
I'm 1-0
hardware
against
to
you.
back it up.
1-0 against you.
He's just throwing money around.
He's winning the paper titles, but nothing on the field. I get it.
1-0.
Exactly.
Clay 1-0.
NCAA will come knocking soon, I'm sure. So, gentlemen, mixing it up, we got another segment here. People are calling you the big 3 of Clemson football, and so I want to get your opinion on some other big 3s. We're going to do a little blind rankings. Let's pull that whiteboard out. Holden, you were elected as the man with the best handwriting of this group.
Not
I'll be
sure
the judge
why,
of that.
So you're going to record, but we're going to need everybody's input on this. I'm going to give you guys some big 3s from throughout the years, and you're going to help me rank them. So my first one that I want to get with is we're going to go with the Chipmunks, Alvin, Simon, Theodore as the big 3. Where would you put those?
I got to put that 5 because I feel like there's going to be better. And I'm looking at I'm going to be honest with you, a trio is probably going to come from basketball. That's going to be my 1.
Yeah, if you bring up trio of basketball, I immediately think of Chase Hunter, Ian Shefflin, and Victor Locken.
I'm thinking
Dogs.
I don't think the Chipmunks really stack up. I know they got a couple Christmas bangers, but
4
I
or
got
5.
5.
I wasn't big on the Chipmunks
all
either.
right, we're going 5 for the Chipmunks.
Hey,
Not a lot of love
I'm
for the
thinking a
squeaky
little
voice.
Steph Curry, a little Clay, and Draymond.
I don't know.
Andre Iguodala. Oh, sorry.
Some are calling us the 2012 Miami Heat.
Uh-oh. All right,
God.
next one.
He's
next
reading
one
too
up.
much into it.
Next
By
one
some,
up.
I mean Peter Nern.
You don't have to look very hard in a football locker room to find Rice Krispie treats. So we're going Snap, Crackle, Pop, the members of the Rice Krispie treat family.
That's a good snack before practice, I won't say.
I think it's 4.
That's
Going
where
4, but Nolan, you're a fan. You're a fan.
I like it before
I feel like it's
practice,
more
but
the older
but
generation.
you eat it every day, and then it's like, that's not that good.
Now you get a homemade Rice Krispie treat.
See, I don't like that.
facts.
That's even worse. You got to switch recipes or something.
I'm going 4. Let's go.
I think 4. What do you think?
4.
Holden?
I was pointing at 4.
There's got to be some better
Snap.
options.
I really hope I spell all this right.
He's going to be
You
trolled.
do have good handwriting.
No,
I mean,
better
it's
than me.
beautiful. It's really hang it in the Louvre. Next
Cinema.
one up, we're gonna go SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward.
It's got to be a 2.
I love
think.
that trio.
That's a strong
2.
one. They put a lot
2
of
or
work
1.
in.
Hey, which one are you?
These things always put the best one out last. I mean, like the last one. So
Hey, don't
I'm
say that
saving
because he can
Sponge-
change the order real quick.
And I already have.
Hey, Clay, which one are you?
Out of those 3,
Yeah.
I would say Holden's probably Squidward. I'm probably Patrick.
He said, "Which one
I'll
are
give
you?" And he goes,
SpongeBob.
"Holding the Squidward."
I look like a box.
Do I have a long nose or something?
No, you just kind of you're the oldest. You're
always grumpy,
the wisest.
I appreciate the wisest comment. So
Don't give
You
him
play
that.
the clarinet. It's all there.
Exactly. Yeah. I'd say I'm Patrick,
Squidward, SpongeBob. There you go.
but
I'll
like
take it.
a smarter Patrick.
I was gonna say, I don't know what you're saying about yourself.
But he's just a fun.
I would say
fun guy to be
Nolan's
around.
more so Patrick. You're more so SpongeBob.
Well,
That's supposed to mean.
You want to say I make the best Krabby Patty in all of Bikini Bottom? I'll take it.
You gonna make me one?
All right.
All right, just write it down.
2.
All right.
Two.
Where are we going? Two for the Bikini Bottom gang. Next one up, we're gonna go back to the food groups. We got Neapolitan ice cream flavors. That's chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry.
Oh, I would argue one.
Bro, what?
I would argue one.
I mean, staples obviously of every ice cream flavors, but I mean,
Strawberry
You're telling
Neapolitan
me
is so good.
You're telling me vanilla and
Yeah,
strawberry
what?
is better than cookies and cream or mint chocolate chip. There's just no way.
Oh, see,
don't
Clay,
know.
here's what you're not
You're
understanding.
not understanding
Moose
the question.
tracks?
Yeah, no.
One
Can't
plus
sleep on
one
moose
plus
track.
one does not equal 3 when it comes to Neapolitan ice cream. When they are together,
Hey,
they're actually
finish.
greater than the sum of all.
Triple braided cord.
It's a triple braided cord for sure.
That's a very valid point.
Hey, yoked together. All right?
They're living
they're
horse
all
life.
yoked together.
We're like the
living horse
trees.
life.
I mean,
The horse life.
I'd say it's 3. There's no way it's 1 though.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give 3.
It's
But
behind-
watch,
it's definitely
watch.
behind
This one is not
SpongeBob.
going to be 1. Watch,
It's
go.
definitely behind SpongeBob.
Okay,
and
then
their
put it
crew.
down.
Okay.
Neapolitan ice
I'm just
cream. You know
writing
how to
ice
spell
cream.
Neapolitan?
Nope, I'm not. I'm not even gonna risk it. Neo.
That's Napoleon ice cream.
Okay. Yep. That's why I wrote ice cream.
We're rolling.
And our and our last one. We're gonna go with the big 3: LeBron, Dwayne
it
Wade,
is.
and Chris
There
Bosh
it is.
1.
as number 1.
Yeah, that Miami big 3.
I mean, you got the goat in there, so
So there you go.
I
There's
don't-
the goat. You
LeBron?
think
I don't-
Dwayne Wade is the goat?
no. I
Yeah,
think Anthony Edwards is the goat, but LeBron's the second.
Oh my
goat.
god.
There's the
We
Minnesota.
got a
in him.
Minnesota guy.
I don't know about that. You
Anthony
gotta-
Edwards. Don't even get me
You see,
started.
hey, I just have a question. Do you see the shoes all 3 of you are wearing? That's my goat.
Jordan.
I need-
Okay,
I don't
yes,
have
I
Man
agree.
can sell shoes.
I agree.
I don't
would-
have AE1s. I need some.
Just blind ranking the big 3. No sponsor for that, but it could be you.
Ooh,
Guys,
it
I
could
have a
be.
couple more questions here before we wrap things up. I want to give some love to folks that might be influencing you guys and having a good impact. Coach Ryan Allen, multi-time Super
Yeah.
Bowl
Goat.
champion,
Legend.
coming in
Goat.
in the offseason to work with our specialists and our special teams. What kind of contributions has he made for you guys individually to
take
improve
this.
your abilities?
He might be just a punter, and you might think you might think he wouldn't be able to help the kicker. So that's why it was contributions. I was just telling he's a punter, but just the I don't know, experience that he has. And so I wish you saw a video of him coming up to me at the game winner. He came up to me. Everybody was like, let's go. He was like, proud of you. It's like he expected it because, I mean, that guy has held in Super Bowls. He's held, he said, I don't even know how many game winners I've held. So it's just having that experience and him preparing me. We've talked about it this whole season. I mean, Pitt almost came down to it. South Carolina almost came down to it. And then finally, I mean, we got our little thing on the. He's like, it's coming. Like,
Yeah.
they're hinting at us the whole season. We're gonna get one. But him just having that impact on me and preparing me for this exact moment, and him saying, I told you, and him like I trust him fully. Like, and his family's amazing, and just what he brought to this team, and not just being a coach, but a great person is just awesome.
I mean, I don't have enough good words to say about him. I mean, since he's got here, I mean, I've immediately clicked with him. Obviously, as a snapper, it's not like he knows. I mean, he knows enough, but he
That's what
doesn't
I'm
know.
saying about
Like,
the kicker, same thing.
but he at least kicked. He knows at least a little bit there. But like snapping, like me and Flo talk about it. Like, I don't know. What he's done for me, like mentally in a game, is special. And like, I think it's a credit to Coach Sweeney because, I mean, I have a lot of long snapping friends across the country at all these different schools, and none of them have a coach specifically for the specialist to coach them, like, as far as I know, at least. And the fact that even Coach Sweeney thinks of that, and he brought in someone like Coach Allen, like, Coach Allen is one of my favorite people, like, ever to go talk to about anything. Like, we talk life on and off the field about, like, legit anything. Like, I mean, we talk about football, obviously, but we talk like cryptos and all this and that, like all this different stuff. And
Doge.
it's just Dogecoin. Yeah, no, but I just, that's someone like I look up to a lot because like he's obviously been where we all want to be one day, and that's playing in Super Bowls, winning Super Bowls, and just the stories he's had from life in general. His ability to pour into us as people and not just as players is, it's one of a kind, and I don't have enough good things to say.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Allen has been such a huge help to this team, to me personally. Yeah, he wasn't a kicker, he wasn't a snapper, he was a punter, but he also was a holder in the NFL for, I don't know, like a decade, and held in 5 or 6 Super Bowls. Had some of, obviously he just told Nolan, said it, countless game winners. And just having him there because holding is got a lot more intricacies than people realize. Everyone thinks they can do it. And then you got a ball coming fast at you, and you got to get it how the kicker likes it. You got to spin it. You got to get the lean, all this type of stuff. Kickers can be picky too.
I'm not that big.
No,
Come on,
no,
you look
no,
at me like I'm picky.
No, but
Just put that thing down.
Coach Allen's been such a huge resource for me just to be able to talk through what I'm thinking about, throughout the operation. And just because he sees it, he's done it, he knows the terminology about how I'm feeling about spinning a ball and certain things like that. And he's just been incredibly rock solid all year through the ups and the downs. We've had some, obviously some miscues on our field goal unit throughout this year. But he's just been so steady throughout the whole time, keeping everyone level headed. And I just really appreciate all the help he's done for me and, all the other specialists and really anyone who reaches out to him. He's a great resource.
And I feel like his best thing he does, like when we kind of talked about it earlier, I can get a little amped up during games. So he always looks at me, he's like, just stay at a 5.
Just a little bit.
Just a little. He says, just stay at a 5. And he told me that before South Carolina, and I brought it in that game and obviously this past game. Just stay at a 5 no matter what happens in the game, because, I'm also cheering for us. So, obviously I want us to do good, and I see a big play, I'm going to celebrate. But I'm also, at the end of the day, I got to stay locked in. I can't get all amped up, because if I get amped up, it's not going to go well in a snapping. So that's his biggest thing. He always tells me, stay at a 5. So, like he said, he keeps us cool-headed. And, yeah.
Keeping it in the realm of shout-outs, you guys represent about a third of a much larger group of specialists. Do you guys have any shout-outs that you want to make to the rest of the crew?
First, I wouldn't say the crew, but I'll do it. To my biggest shout-out definitely would be the whole line that blocked for us. We got Nathan Brooks right there. Walk on.
Nate Dogg.
Nate Dogg.
Nate Dogg. All right.
Protects me. So
We got Nate, all the guys. Walker Parks, Tristan Lee. Guys that, again, like we were talking about earlier, that you would think are too big. And Tristan Lee's a senior now. Blake Miller. Just guys up there that are putting their bodies on the line for the game.
Peyton Page.
That are playing
Peter Woods.
Playing offensive snap, defensive
Harris
snaps.
Sewell.
There you go. Yeah. Just keep shouting them. Ronan O'Connell.
Rock.
But that's just my biggest shout out. And of course, these two guys that are sitting here right here, they know how grateful I am for both of y'all. But just those guys up front getting it done. And like he said, with the adversity this year, and just it makes my job so easy to go out there and have full trust in them. And that would be my biggest shout out. But out of the special teams group, just, Quinn, Quinn got hurt, and he's still the happiest person that comes to practice and is just day in, day out. He can't do what he loves, but he just gives it, and it's just happy. And it's like, I can't imagine being in that spot where, all right, I'm having the most fun, and then it just like that. Yeah. It's just gone. And to be able to bounce back and go to rehab, always have a smile on his face, and something I really respect.
I got 3 specialists.
3.
Jack Smith, my roommate, one of my best friends on the team. He's always keeps me level, and I have nothing but love for him. He's one of my best friends. The other one, Brody Kahn, kind of similar to Quinn, always has a smile on his face. So people like to call him a golden retriever, because you see a golden retriever, just starts wagging its tail. You're like, like he's happy to see anytime anybody sees you. So Brody Kahn always uplifts me. And another one's Flo. Obviously, we came in basically at the same time, and I don't think I could have done or what he's done since we've been here. It's been pretty special. We push each other every day, and we're both competing, and we kind of always talk about it like we both have dreams to play in the NFL one day. And as a snapper in the NFL, there's only 32 jobs, so you're going to have to go compete against somebody. So the fact that we've been able to compete against each other the past 4 years, and I firmly believe we're 2 of the top 5 snappers in the country, and I don't really think that's up for debate. But I just think what we have is a special bond. Obviously, you're competing in competition, but at the end of the day, you're teammates. So Flo, I got to give a lot of love to him too.
Yeah. Sticking on the special teams theme, first of all, I want to shout out Coach Will Gilchrist.
There you
him
go.
running the whole special
Dog.
teams. He's done a great job connecting with the players, scheming teams up, and Coach Jody Evans helping him out too.
Dog.
They just do a great job. But
Big dog.
big shout out to
Good old
my guy Chappie Pendergrass.
Yes.
Me and Chappie
Dog.
grew up playing baseball together. He was my first baseman. I was the second baseman. He does a great job. He runs the punt team. Aiden Swanson does a great job. And then I know it's been said a ton, but I mean, that kick return by Adam Randall, I mean, he's had a lot of adversity this year. He had foot surgery and came back in like 14 days.
That
like
was absurd.
like superhuman type of stuff.
LeBron
And,
type stuff.
Yeah.
Due to the Castle.
We'll give
Castle.
him.
Slight shout out right
He
there.
likes to think he's
Shout out
LeBron.
sports.
He might be a LeBron.
But
Castle
just,
Sportsman,
I mean,
everything.
everyone, like our team is, and like I said, with Coach Gilchrist and all them, they've done such a good job of instilling the importance of special teams. And I mean, the list goes on, but definitely got a lot of guys that take pride in it.
Well, gentlemen, I really appreciate you guys being here and spending this time with us and talking to Clemson fans everywhere. How can they follow you guys individually? How can they tap into Instagrams and social medias and TikToks and whatever else you guys find yourself doing?
Instagram is just Nolan Hooser, as simple as it is. It's just Nolan Hooser.
Hooser or Hauser?
Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started.
Holden, what you got?
It's Holden. In my Instagram is Holden.Casperson58, and that's last name spelled S-E-N.
I've struggled with that one.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to spell it S-O-N. It's S-E-N.
Yeah, and I'm Clay Sweeney 1. Just all.
Are you the one?
That's my high school number.
Chosen one.
It might be. It might be. Anything else to plug for you guys? Anything coming down the pipe?
Just keep supporting the team. Looking forward to a great playoff run, heading out to Texas, and we're going to be ready to roll.
We might have some Wink shirts coming in.
Tap in.
Tap in.
Link in the bio.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't shout out the Minnesota Vikings. We're going on a run this year.
All right,
my
that's
God,
enough
yeah.
here. Folks, that's been a
We're jump on the Brad wagon now while you still can.
Clemson basketball rooting for you.
Clemson B-ball is coming.
See you in Austin.
Well, guys, that's been another episode from Studio C and the Clemson Athletics Branding Institute. Thanks for joining us for the Two Right Turns podcast. Be sure to subscribe and check out new episodes as they drop. We'll see you next time. Like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments, where'd we miss, where'd we mess up, and who do you want to hear from next? Go Tigers.